Hello Flosstube, I'm Sarah here at Every Little X Stitch. Today is Thursday, January 17th. I wanted to take a second to say a special thank you and hello to all my new subscribers. There's been quite a few new ones as of late, so I wanted to just take a second here to acknowledge you guys and to just say thank you for everybody who takes the time out of their day to watch my videos. I think it's awesome and I really appreciate it. My husband has a late night tonight, so he actually works until 8 o'clock tonight, so he was nice enough to take the kids to school this morning and take my youngest along with him too, so that I could do the video for you guys. And then when he comes back from that this morning, before he goes to work, I am doing something very exciting for me, not stitchy related, but if I end up having this be a thing that happens, then you guys will see. But I'm going to visit and meet an African gray parrot, a Congo African gray. If you guys are familiar with the parrot world, there's Timinas and there's Congos. Anywho, I mentioned in my last video that I had an African gray parrot, and ever since he has been gone, I've been really just missing him and having just that extra little, you know, I mean, cats and dogs are great, but pets, animals of the avian world are like a whole other thing. The way that you bond with those parrots is amazing, and I've missed having that ever since my bird has been gone. So anyway, I'm going to see her. She's like 2 or 3 years old, and just hoping for good vibes from that and a good experience, and we'll see. I may potentially get her, I don't know. But also next week I'm going to be having a special guest on, most likely Friday is when the video will go up, so stay tuned for that, and maybe 2 special guests, who knows, we'll see, we'll play by ear. Anyway, so let's get into the video itself. So for the first thing I have to show you guys is a finish that if you follow me on Instagram you will have already seen this, but this is my elephant diamond painting, my rhinestone elephant diamond painting specifically. And if you guys look at that up close, it is so sparkly, and there we go, there's some good sparkle for you. So this one does have some specialty shapes. So here's stars, and then we have these awesome, it has like, you know, lots of little cuts that really catch the light. So there's that, and I absolutely love this. I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet. I do want to frame it, but I don't know how I'm going to go about that. Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to spend a ton of money on it, because I feel like with diamond paintings, these things are so cheap. Like, if I remember right, this was like maybe $4 when I bought it originally. They're so cheap that I kind of have a hard time wanting to spend a whole bunch of money to frame it. I don't know, maybe I'm the only one like that, but plus I have a bunch of these, so I don't want to take up too much space on my walls, and I don't know where I'm even gonna put it. But anyway, it was so much fun to do. I highly recommend this, guy. I highly recommend this if you were looking for something to do. And the other thing that I really love about diamond painting is when you want to work on something crafty, but you don't necessarily want to really have to think about a lot of stuff that you're doing. You just want to relax and not have to have, you know, a lot of stuff going on where you're following a chart. This is really relaxing to do. It's awesome. It's kind of like doing a jigsaw puzzle in a way. So there's that. So I have that finished. I don't have a lot of whips to show you guys, because I was mainly just focusing on a couple, like one for the most part. And yeah, so anyway, let me show you guys this. And I'll have my husband add in a picture here of my progress where I was in the last, since you guys saw this project last. So sorry, let me get this off of here. There we go. So this is January. I guess I should show you the chart first, huh? This is January from the Cricut collection. And this is this guy. And when I saw you guys last, I was working on finishing up the A. So here is where I am now. And I do have some loose threads in here, so sorry about that. But here I have the A is finished. So I went in and I did, you can't really hardly see it because I did use Petite Treasure Braid in mine. So it's not in the called for there. Sorry, I'm trying to get the lighting to show a little bit better, but there's some back stitch in the A. And then I went up here and I did this dove, and I did it has some French knots in it for the eyes and for the crown itself. And then I went over here and I started the J. I did realize after working on this, I went Monday night to my stitching night, and I did the whole thing, not the whole thing, but I did a lot of the J while I was there. And it wasn't until I got home that I realized I'm one stitch too low than I'm supposed to be. But I don't even care. I figure whatever, I'm just going to leave it because this angel spreads out up. Well, I mean, I've already done the stuff up, but down. It spreads down lower, so it's not even going to be an issue. I'm not redoing this whole entire thing just for that. But I've got, obviously, as you can see, I did the horn, I did the crown, which mine here, if you guys can see that sparkle there, I am doing mine with Petite Treasure Braid. So I've subbed in 2 different shades of Petite Treasure Braid. This horn is actually 2 different colors. You probably can't even tell. I honestly, if I would have known, it was barely noticeable, if at all. I would have just done it in one solid color, but technically it is 2 colors, the darker being over here and the lighter being over here. PB03 and PB26, I believe, are the colors that I have been using. And so I have to do this entire thing is going to fill out in here and down here. So then I'll be done with the J, and then I can move on to the other letters on this side. So that's really exciting. I've been wanting to get at this one for a very long time, so I'm glad that I picked this one back up again. And I tried to focus on this one for the most part this week, more than anything. And this one, by the way, is done on 28 count fabric that I hand dyed myself. I did hand dye it like a year ago, if not 2 years ago. A year ago. I started it last year. And I did have a question. I haven't gotten back to a bunch of comments yet on my videos, but I did have a question what fabric I was stitching Adia, the Garden Fairy, on, and I'm stitching her on 32 count fabric, Feldspar by Picture This Plus, I believe it is. So that's, to answer that question real quick. But anyway, I'm really enjoying this piece. I think it's very festive. I'm kind of over the whole Christmassy vibe. Since Christmas is over, it's harder to work on this, to be honest, but I do want to finish it because I don't want to work on this next year. I want to just focus on other stuff. So that's January. And then the only other whip that I have to show you guys, this is going to be a shorter video, is this one here, which is my beaded embroidery. And this is, it doesn't have a name, but this is what it is. It's an elephant. And I did show this in my last video. I did go a little bit more into depth with it. So this is, if you're not familiar with beaded embroidery, this is not obviously cross stitch. Every little thing you see on here is a bead. There's a lot of beads in this project. There's number right here, 8,248 beads in 23 different colors. So when I saw you guys last week, I'll have my husband insert a picture right here to show you where I was, and here's where I am now. So I went over here and did, so let's see, I did some blue in here. I did all this colored, like the reds and the browns and the blues and the pink here. I did all that. And I did this little up here, where the white and the gray, I did all of that this week. And where it hangs down here with these little colored dangly things, whatever that's called, I don't really know, but that is what I worked on the 10th. So that I did all that then, and I'm loving this. She's really coming to life, and it's hard to really see where you're at when you do these sometimes, but when you look at the other side in comparison, you can really see how it's coming together. So I'm really loving that. This one is so fun to do. I love her. She's so fun to work on. So if you guys are interested in that, I did purchase mine from Etsy. If you look up, just type in the search bar beaded embroidery or beaded embroidery kits. That's where I got mine. I prefer to purchase them that way. You can also look on Instagram. I follow quite a few people. They're usually in the Ukraine or they're in Russia. This is very popular in the Ukraine. My kits came from the Ukraine, the two that I have. But I chose to get mine from Etsy because that way you could see as far as like the payment and the shipping. So you could see and track when your item was shipped, where it was in the world until you get it. So yeah, there's that. And for anybody who hasn't watched my video, this is what you get. Well, you don't get this case with it, but you get just a big old whatever you want to call it, chunk of beads, I guess. But they're really fun to work on. They do take a little bit more time, but you know, that's okay. So those are my two whips. I don't have a lot to show you guys this week. I was trying to work on a bunch of different things and had just different personal stuff going on that kind of was a little bit, you know, made stitching a little bit harder. And I did go to bed a couple of nights early this week because Aurora decided to not sleep very well, a couple of them. So we played catch up with our sleep for a little bit there. Haul, I only have one thing to show you guys. And this is actually something that originally was supposed to come with my haul that I showed last week with that shipment, but it was something on like 123 Stitch where it shipped, you know, 7 to 10 days for whatever reason, so I didn't get it until last week. So this is by Rosewood Manor. This is Crowns of the Kingdom. So there's that. I'm really excited to work on this one right here. I don't know when I'll start this, but I have to get all the petite charger braid for it. But I am going to actually stitch mine. I've decided I'm going to do mine on purple. Like, if you think of like a royal purple, like a, you know, the velvety, plush, like royal, like velvet colors that you would think that are associated with, you have your reds and your royal blues and your emerald greens and then your purples. I'm going to do mine on purple because it just feels like it needs purple for, you know, to really accentuate the shine that it has. So anyway, yep, that's haul. I don't have anything else. I don't really plan on getting a bunch of other haul. I've got quite a bit to last me for quite a bit. So yeah, that's that. Plans, I do have some plans to work on. My friend Nicole has some project bags that she asked me to make for her. Hi, Nicole. So I'm going to try to work on that this weekend and see how much of that I can get done, and then try to do some more stitching too. So yeah, that's plans for that. Yeah, I don't really have anything else to get to tell you guys about. I might try to pull out my other diamond painting and show you guys that, where I am, you know, and then where I've gotten on that one, because I have gotten the itch to work on diamond paintings again. I had a diamond painting that I purchased, well, a bunch of them that I purchased several years ago, probably about 4 years ago, before diamond painting ever like blew up to what it is today. And I've had it, I didn't start it for a really long time, and then I've gone back to it here and there, and then I got really back into cross stitch again. So I kind of put it away, and I've been dying to get it done ever since I picked this one up, and I actually felt a little bit bad, like, oh, I should probably finish this other one before I start a new project, but those rhinestones were not a thing back then, so That's new to me anyway. I don't know how long those have been out for, but that's new. So anyway, yeah, I'll probably pull out an old diamond painting and get going on that one again, show you guys, give you updates on that if you're interested, and work on my other projects I have coming up. Let's see, next week you guys will probably see the one I'm working on for my son Ethan, the Spider-Man, if I pull that one out again. But other than that, I'll probably pull out Adia again. I've been dying to work on her. I really wanted to work on her this whole entire week, but I didn't because I thought I have to focus on the January piece if I don't want to have to pull it out again next year, because once January 31st hits, then it's going to go away for a year. That's how I do mine. I work on them within the month while the month is present, and then if it doesn't get finished within that month, it goes away. So the only way I would pull it out again is if I had a shorter month that was finished and I got that done, and then I maybe will pull that back, another piece back out. If I'm nearly finished with it like January, that might be the case. Potentially, if I don't finish it up, we'll see. But anyway, yeah, that's that. I hope you guys have a great week. I hope you've had a great week up until, last week to now. And I hope you have a great week from now to next week. And I'll see you guys later. Bye.